She got like something in her hair as well. I think so. Yes. Yeah. Who's that?
Lex, who's number 8?
There's not a poo in our sheets, that's all. Emma Dundas.
Ronnie?
Again, you're hot tonight. India. Sorry, who's number 5? We don't have a list. Oh, it's alright, it's popped up. Isabella, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks, only just popped up. Welcome to another enthralling match in the NPL New South Wales Women's Competition, live and exclusive to the Football New South Wales YouTube page. My name's Ashley Borg, Borgie the Broadcaster on Instagram. With me on camera, Stephen Roberts. We are privileged to bring you today's match between the Newcastle Jets and the Bulls FC Academy. Both teams, well, the Jets didn't have a game last week. It was too hot for them to play. So they'll have their match rescheduled at some stage against the Northwestern Sydney Spirit. And the Bulls last week had a 1-1 draw with Uni New South Wales with a spectacular goal from Isabella Coca de Scipio levelling the scores. So we'll go through the teams as the referees will make their way onto the pitch very shortly. For the Newcastle Jets, the starting lineup: number 2, India Breyer; number 4, Sophie Howarth; 6, Alexis Collins; 7, Kate Heap; 9, Emma Bates; 11, Navar Crofton; 27, Chloe Walando; 32, Claire Adams; 'and number 50, Ali Bortier, for her first start in competition. We also have number 8, Emma Dundas, in the lineup, and number 5, Isabella Threlfo. For the Tigers, the 1, Mio Nemoto; number 2, Maya Khalil; 5, the skipper, Elizabeth Gray; 10, Tamira Sousa; 11, Daniela Naimi; 12, Jasmine Melli; 13, Grace Johns; 16, Isabella Coco de Scipio; number 20, Alyssa Rose, and number 23, Ashley Brodigan, and also in the lineup, number 4, Ashley Hennebury. As the referees make their way onto the field now. It's a little bit out of sorts with a couple of late changes for the Jets, but we'll be there very shortly. So Emma Bates is in as well as Nava Crofton. Should be a very interesting contest. Emma Dundas back in the team for the Jets will certainly be a big lift for them. And an interesting selection starting Ali Bortier in goal. Tiana Robertson was a substitute, an unused substitute against the Melbourne Victory on Friday night. So was Claire Adams. And also Alexis Collins and India Breyer. So both teams yet to get off the mark in terms of wins. The Bulls had a draw in the last match. The Bulls running from left to right. And the Newcastle Jets in their traditional colours running from right to left. And we'll start this contest. Round number 3 officially underway. Every other game in the competition. The NPL New South Wales starting at exactly 5:10. So first movement of the football there to Naomi, who turns it over to Orlando and steadies the ship all the way back to Isabella Threlfo. Steady as they go now, Crofton, who was excellent in the first half 2 weeks ago against the Northern Tigers and then tired out a little bit. So we're just looking for her to run a full game. I know Ryan Campbell wasn't overly impressed as Claire Adams tries to take on all of them. Goes through to India Breyer. In the middle there is Kate Heap. Well defended away there by Melly. So the Jets had their first game of the season 2 weeks ago and then had the heat break, or the postponement due to the heat. As that's offside there against the Jets. The Bulls in round number 1 suffered a loss against the newcomers, the Mount Druitt Town Rangers, by 1-0 after a 22nd minute send-off. Cost them quite dearly, to be perfectly fair. The goal came in the 26th minute and they just couldn't peg it back. Whereas the Jets, they were very gallant actually. Their defence was much improved and their attacking prowess was quite impressive in a 2-1 loss, where Hayley Johnson, the NPL Victoria Golden Boot winner at the end of the season, not quite all the way through, not officially the Golden Boot. She got the most goals in the season, but got the lead in the final series. But most definitely Preston Lions Golden Boot, and obviously a catalyst for their great performances across the season in the NPL Victoria. She scored a double. And India Breyer got a penalty in the 40th minute. I'll be looking to go a little bit better this afternoon/evening. Bit chilly up here in Newcastle today. Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility, probably about 10 or 15 k's from the Newcastle CBD, as Alyssa Rose controls the football. Back to Rose. She looks like she's going to be a key player for this team from the Blacktown Spartans. Former Southern United and Heidelberg United in the VPL Women's in the last 2 years, and she was a former young Matilda, so lots of quality there, the number 20 for the side in black, the Bulls FC Academy. Pressure was on there from Breyer. Skipper in grey. That was a heavy touch for the keeper. Adams almost pounced. And hoof goes Gray. Mixed ball in the midfield there. Here's the chase on. Back to the keeper in Namoto. And she takes that one and puts it near the bench for the Bulls FC. I'm not sure what's happened here. Ashley Brodigan. Bulls FC don't need her to go down early. Let's hope she's okay. She's one talented individual, that's for sure. Former young Matilda at under 17s and under 20 level. Played for the Brisbane Roar. Ash Brodigan. That's a very powerful ball into Wallandau. Takes on her opponent, but she's offside. Naomi covered her well, Daniela Naomi. That's a handy ball over the top, but Wallandau covers it. Dundas, who's had a few games experience with the Jets in the Women's A-League. Offside flag up on the far side. Referee ignores it until now. Says I better take heed with what my assistant's doing. Comes back to Gray. That's a good sharp ball there. That was into Sousa, the Brazilian, who scored an amazing 43 goals for Northbridge in League One in 2022. Terrific ball over the top here to Collins. Collins 1-on-1. Might chip. Does chip. Hits the crossbar. Goal beckoned. Alexis Collins couldn't find the target, and she couldn't find the target last week or 2 weekends ago. She had 2 or 3 golden opportunities to score, but if they can give her that sort of service. Here's a chance from Kate Heap, who shoots it wide. And the Jets, starting like they did 2 weeks ago, really, they peppered the goals, they put pressure on the opposition, couldn't make it count until the 40th minute. Got a penalty, and it was on replay, very well spotted. I couldn't see it live. I remember it, didn't think much of it, to be perfectly fair. And then going back through the replay at half-time, it was a brilliant decision by the referee. As the Bulls FC go to take it away now, streaking up the middle. Here goes Naomi now, taking on Wallandau. Breyer in there for help. I reckon that'll run out. That's good work there by Chloe Wallandau, who's got Women's A-League experience with the Newcastle Jets. Much more confident defensive line, the Jets, as they turn it over. Commentators curse. That might be a yellow card here against India Bry. She's kicked the ball away. Well, firstly, she held a player's shirt and then she's kicked the ball away. Surely the yellow card comes out here. The referee's just going to talk to India. Won the NPL with MacArthur in 2024. She's scored the only goal for the Jets this season, a penalty. Got a very stern talking to from our referee. Don't do it again. Alyssa Rose to take this free kick. Every other Jet is in the box here. Good clearing header away. That was from Howarth. Have a sore head after that one. That's for sure. It was drilled in by Alyssa Rose, who's going to jog all the way across the other side of the field and take the corner. Once again, the Jets, not one jet outside the box, ball to the back stick, and it's a little bit too far and a little bit too wide. And Ali Bortier, who is a scholarship holder with the Jets, will reset this one for Newcastle. Change your name, hopefully to change your fortune for the InfraBuild Newcastle Jets as they go into season 2025, no longer being called the Emerging Jets. They are now referred to as Newcastle. Their name as branded as Emma Bates tries to take it away. Bortier at the feet, bit untidy. Well won in midfield there by Crofton. And then turned over in the midfield. I want to avoid that. Well stepped up there by Threlfo. He's Dundas out wide. This is Heap. Heap has some time, but taken on by Khalil of Lebanese heritage, Maya Khalil. And she does that very well indeed. On the far side, or closest to us, is Naomi, if they can find her. She tried to make the run. Howard's sticking to Coco DeCipio. Wonderful name for a commentator, Isabella Coco DeCipio. And she received quite harsh treatment there from Sophie Howarth. Very eventful first 10 minutes here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Hope you're enjoying all the action on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Ashley Borg, Stephen Roberts. Currently 0-0 here between the Newcastle Jets and the Bulls FC Academy. Here's Gray. That is quite a good ball. Jasmine Melly tries to take on Willandow, and Willandow has the speed to burn again. Looking to play the triangle, but weren't reading the script. Crofton. Willandow under immense pressure, does beautifully and turns out on a sixpence to Breyer. Willandow's probably about 5 metres from where she played the last ball. Not the best of passes. Dundas tries to clean up for the Jets. In there, scooting in there was Sousa. The referee says free kick Newcastle. Bortier tries to go long quickly. Collins with the header on. Turn over to Breyer. Breyer's got good speed. She's going to take on Melly, but Melly stuck to the task. Goes around Melly again, but runs out of real estate. This is Melly again. And Naomi tries to break it up in midfield. Dundas gets in there to spoil the party. Tries a bit of trickery, but then Naomi takes it back. Naomi's got a player there in the centre. Oh, that looked like a very harsh foul. Referee says get up and play it. Loved it, the referee. Was actually very happy with it. Great ball again, but the play's still down for the Academy. Just happened to realise then there's a player in number 8 for the Bulls Academy, and we don't have them. Not on our list and not on the list provided to us. So we'll do our best. We'll see what we can come up with here. I'm going to have a quick look through the reserve grade list and see Bulls Academy have a number 8 on there, but they don't seem to have it. Bit disappointing. We'll definitely do our best. And she is up forward. Landau loses the football to Naomi and then goes to Khalil. Just our aforementioned player number 8 there who leads the line but just turns it over. Ball over the top, Naomi to chase. Bortier probably could have come out. Naomi goes to square it up and Bortier with not much to do. This is Kate Heap for the Jets. She's gotten out of trouble. Just for the moment, Bates to Breyer. Breyer tries a little bit of trickery. Bates back to the keeper. The only thing I could probably think of is that number 8 could actually be Grace Johns, who should have been in the 13. And this is Alexis Collins. She's got the speed to burn and the skill to get around. Turnover, but she's given the foul away. Unlucky there for the Jets. Good duel here on the right-hand side between Willandau and Naimi. It's been a superb duel so far. Dundas tried to beat 2 in the midfield. Taking on her opponent there, Coca DeCipio, and she's fouled. So Bulls FC get a very dangerous free kick. Not sure what they were saying there over the loudspeaker, but it was definitely not the name of the number 8 for the Bulls FC. Run out of hot food, so bad luck if you're high up in a cherry picker. Big strike. Bortier makes the save. Corner Bulls FC. Terrific strike, Alyssa Rose, the former Young Matilda and Western Sydney Wanderer. She's got a thumping right foot. Ash Hennebury right near the penalty spot for the Bulls FC. Just running in now. Looks like she might be the target. And it's gone in. And the header starts off proceedings. I think it might have been Elizabeth Gray. The referee looks like he's had a good look over. And that's 1-0 to the Bulls. A great corner. Beautifully taken by Alyssa Rose. And the header was just sublime. 16 minutes gone. The Bulls FC 1, Newcastle Jets 0. Confirm that goal scorer for you as soon as we can, but that's a hard foul. That is an extremely hard foul by Emma Dundas. She's going to get a yellow card, and rightly so. That was cynical. She's definitely been struck. Just going to do a mad scramble now to try and see the replay of the YouTube clip to see who scored the goal. So free kick here to the Bulls FC. Liz Gray. Bates cleared it to no one in particular. Willandau. I think the goal might have been Isabella Coco DeCipio. We'll have another look at that as Sousa. Fouled. Just had a quick look at the replay then. It looked like it came off the back of her head. So if it is her, she scored her second goal of the season and the Bulls FC second goal of the season. But we definitely will get confirmation. Rose again. That bullet of a right foot. The left-hand side, they're happy to let her shoot. Her teammates, that's for sure. Chances are plenty here. They're starting to come. The Jets, they don't want to go back to the 2024 days. They were very good in defence last week. Oh, referee's called that a foul. Yeah, probably 6 1/2 dozen the other. Tamara Sousa's not happy. Tamira Sousa's definitely not happy. Dundas has definitely tried to stamp her A-League authority on this contest. She doesn't look happy either. I believe she's on a yellow card too, so wants to be careful. Last time the Bulls travelled here last year, they won at 4-1, so 4-0 actually. So definitely like the Lake Macquarie football facility as that ball beautifully floated into the area. Nice clearance away there from Alexis Collins. Need to steady up a little bit here, the Jets. It's a 20-minute mark and are struggling a little bit. Good touch. Looking for options. Back to Rose. Knowing her last 2 shots, you wouldn't be surprised she has a crack from out there. Gray with Adams chasing. Back to Rose. Widest player was Jasmine Malley. This is Gray again. Goes very wide. That's a terrific ball. Ball comes in, defended not too bad at all, to the top of the box. But that clearance, looked up, saw the player attack and then just hit it to the opposition anyway. Bates clears it away. Collins, can she make the turn? Gray too experienced, too strong. Tried to hit that and hope and cleared it away indeed. Yeah, I can confirm that was 16. I've just had another quick look at the replay. So, goal scorer Isabella Coco DeCipio. In the 16th minute, the number 16. Hacked away from Gray. Got some violence in that right foot, Elizabeth. Ball over the top, effective to Howarth, but it's cut off. This is Grace Johns. The 8 possibly could be, literally could be anyone. Might even be Ashley Brodigan because she's about the only number that I can't see out there and she was on there before. The 23. Ball a waste. Lisa Rose now in real space. This could be dangerous here for the Newcastle Jets. Ball over the top. I reckon this is Ashley Brodigan, to be honest. She's right on the corner. That was very well defended by Newcastle. Halfway stages of the first half. 16th minute goal to Isabella Coco DeCipio. Second goal of the season. Bulls FC 1, Newcastle Jets 0. Plenty of time in this match. Hope you're enjoying all the action on the Football New South Wales YouTube page as Landau loses the ball again there to Naomi. Claire Adams cleans up. Claire Adams got a couple of minutes against Melbourne Victory in a 4-3 loss in the A-League on Friday night. Here goes Bates. Sees the ball, and that's a very good ball. Kate Heap one-on-one. Can she finish? You bet she can. It's 1-1. Great finish, Kate Heap. Beautiful ball over the top, Emma Bates. 23 minutes gone. Newcastle Jets 1, Bulls FC 1. That was a sublime ball from Emma Bates in the 9. Kate Heap looked up, saw the keeper, and slotted it home from close range. Wonderful finish. So Kate Heap from the New Lambton Club, first year with the Jets. She was the players' player last year for the New Lambton Club. And I tell you what, she keeps putting away goals like that on the wing. They're going to love her at the Jets Academy, that's for sure. It's another good ball. Howarth, by the look of it, on to Heap again, who's just scored. Proving a handful here for Bulls FC out wide. Cleared away very well indeed by Hennebury. Throw into Newcastle. Into the path of Breyer. Very huge amount of real estate here. There's going to be a collision of sorts. Bates certainly doesn't want one on Naimi. And tries to go down the line to Landau. Mio Namoto. Hennebury. Tries to go down the line to Coca DeCipio. Oh, Collins has just stepped on the football. I hope she's okay. That looked very untidy and very awkward indeed as Rose picks it up at midfield now. Naimi streaming up the middle. That's a very clever pass. Naimi looks offside. Referee says no. This could be Brodigan. She's the only one that's not on the list, and I don't have an 8, and 23 was out in the field, so I'm going to guess it's Brodigan. Dundas, we'll have to ask at half-time. That's a clever ball across. Long ball to Adams. She's got skill and speed if she can get around the defence. Very well guarded, Elizabeth Gray. That was fantastic, but it's offside anyway. Elizabeth Gray, since 2022, she's played 75 matches, all with the Bulls Academy. Very experienced. They're very happy to have her at the Bulls. Untidy header. Don't know why Bortier didn't come at that. Coca DeCipio to the left-hand side. Bortier needed to get out and claim it. Very lucky there, the youngster. Breyer. Dundas tried to step over again in the pullback, and looks like she fouled Sousa. The referee held the whistle to the mouth and then said no. Dundas. Breyer. Long ball, intelligent to Heap. Oh, they would have been in a heap of trouble if she'd have controlled it. Ball comes in. Here's Adams. Time and space just ran out of it. Long shot. Probably a little bit more reminiscent of a field goal at Redfern Oval. There from Nava Crofton. Gee, it's a good even game. It's open too, which just makes it a fascinating watch. Bortier comes right out this side. Very awkward, but claims it. She's got a touch of nerves by the look of it, Ellie Bortier. Here's a chance again. That is a fantastic pass. Heaps one-on-one with the keeper again. Can she finish this time? Squares it across. And it's blocked beautifully by the defence. That ball through has just been absolutely nailed by the Jets defenders so far. The Jets will have a corner. Creeping up to the 28th minute. This game's had just about everything so far. Two very well taken goals. Some terrific passing, hard tackling. Some good set-piece delivery so far. Will it continue off the boot of Emma Bates? Sousa clears away. This looks like Breyer. And didn't get enough power on the left boot there, India. She was an unused sub in Melbourne last on Friday night as well. Indy Breyer as well as Alexis Collins. Couple of Jets girls taking the bench for Newcastle Jets. It was a terrific effort from the side, 10th on the ladder over the Melbourne Victory, who was second. Only 2 points off Melbourne City, their arch rivals, in first. And it took a 96-minute goal to defeat them as this ball comes in beautifully and Bortier commands the area well. Crofton back to goal. Heap, who's done outstandingly well on the wings so far. Grace John sticks to her task. Crofton, who came from Byron Bay last year, not sure what happened there. Had the ball taken off her feet, or she might have even kicked it into the turf as Coco DeCipio tries to take on 3 or 4. Clearing it away, Isabella Ferrolfo in the 5. Breyer. Will she get in front there? That was well done. Jasmine Melly. Jasmine Melly, who came from the Northern Tigers. Had a couple of seasons now with the Bulls FC. Alyssa Rose, who you can just tell she's a little bit of a class above the rest on this pitch. Just got the composure. Look at her, just waited for the ball to come to her and then looked up. It was very well done. Trying to turn here is Daniela Naimi. And Bates did that quite well. The Raging Cajun did very well there. So Breyer, looked like a foul there on Adams, but the referee says play it. Crofton. It's Threlfo back to Bates. So the young lady there from the Raging Cajuns at Louisiana. And also Texas A&M comes back home to Australia. Wonderful ball over the top again, Heap. Collins, bit too high. Alexis Collins, my goodness, if she can get those shooting boots on target, she's going to have a lot of chances this season for Newcastle. That's about 4 or 5 in the last 2, in her first 2 games alone. Very open match so far. Another turnover. Dundas into Collins. Collins on the turn and the shot. Well saved there by Mio Nomoto. Japanese national from the Northwest Sydney Spirit, who played 18 games for the club last year. Transferred over. Here's Bates. She's got some terrific delivery from the back line. Landau. Ball in. A little bit haphazard on the clearance. Alyssa Rose will be the favourite here against Dundas, and she wins that well. Gets past 2. Adams back to Threlfo. Threlfo needs to be careful. Takes out wide. First time touch. Breyer gets around her opponent beautifully. Then Souza. Gray steps in and makes a timely intervention. Howarth back to Threlfo, who's been steady so far for the Jets coming into the side today. Bortier quite high up the park here in defence. Bates looking to unleash. Unleashes Collins. That ball's got great backspin. Naimi did beautifully. Actually, Nomoto did beautifully. Nomoto came out and did exactly what a good goalkeeper does and commands every inch of that box. Bates probably needs to come across. And does about the only thing she could. Throw into the Bulls. Jasmine Melly. I reckon this is Brodigan. Rose. Khalil to Gray. Gray just whacks it off Dundas. Quick release. We'll see a bit of pressure here if Collins can get away. Well handled there, Ashley Hennebury. Back to Nomoto. That should be a foul and is, and wouldn't be surprised if a card comes out here. That was pretty callous from Alexis Collins. But referee chooses to use his discretion and Just give her a warning. Good ball, and the touch was there. The idea was right. Daniela Naimi, 20 years old, 67 starts, 12 goals since 2022. She was at the academy, the Football New South Wales Academy, till 2 years ago, where she's made the Bulls Academy her home. Marty Garces, the coach, obviously very happy with what she produces because she's still with them. This is Heap. Good quick ball. Howarth on the overlap. Heap trying to get out wide. Bates now. She looks, it's almost like she has a quarterback role, Emma Bates. She sits back and just watches the runs and then hits the ball over the top with a little bit of backspin. And on this synthetic surface, it holds up beautifully. Threlfo. Got Breyer all the way out wide if she wants up. Collins tries to hold up in the target area there. Dundas, not good at all. Comes off the players from the Bulls. Gray tries to release Bortier in the gun spot there, holding that high line and a high position. So, stepping over the ball there, that was Adams, and Gray takes over. Melly, Adams tries to redeem herself, does well. Bates out to Landau. That's a lovely ball. Collins. Heap is absolutely teeming down the right-hand side, but Collins didn't see her. Still going, Collins. And then turns it back over. Reset for the Newcastle Jets, who starting to get a bit of a hold on this game. No silly mistakes, though. They are a young side, and they are prone to them, as you see there with Rose. Turns the ball over, streaming down the right, Naomi. Brodigan, I reckon, is the one in the centre in the 8. Can she find her? That was almost reminiscent of Isabella Cocchio-DeCipio's shot last week, which was a one right on the touchline, right on the goal, on the line of the goal there, and she snuck it in from the tightest of angles. I had a look at it on YouTube during the week. Almost the same there from Naomi. And as we say, Cocchio-DeCipio, she played her 100th match in the NPL New South Wales Women's last week since the 2022 stats, as Collins gets another lovely ball from Bates. Surely the coaching staff of the Bulls have to see that as an option that they need to stop. It's cost them one goal. It may cost them others if they don't not careful, as Dundas and Willandau combine to take it all the way off the feet of Melly. Bates. Calm feet, Crofton. Composed pass to Bates. Bates looks up and then hits a very poorly timed pass. Elizabeth Gray, she's got someone on the left-hand side, Brodigan, but Gray goes herself. Looks like she's going to shoot. Has a go. Pretty good effort from the skipper. Ali Bortier equal to the task. That would have been a very timely second goal for the Bulls with 8 minutes to go in the first half. But Ali Bortier well positioned, the keeper. Still 1-1. Got to be careful, the Jets out back. They were play at the back at all costs last year, and it cost them many times. As Collins now, she'll get this. Well cleared away, and the keeper, Namoto, alert to the danger. Heap tried to get in the way. Howarth puts in a strong challenge, but it falls to Rose. Rose is dangerous when she gets any time and space, and she can create it herself if she doesn't have any. Out to Melly. Naomi. Willandau with a good challenge. Gee, this game's terrific to call. Oh, Sousa comes in flying, the Brazilian. Only one way. Naomi now. Brodigan in the middle. Tries to feed Ashley Brodigan. Couldn't find her. Sousa. Came in very hard. Khalil back to Rose. Rose, I reckon, might have a go from here. Looked up and tried to size it up. Sousa, she's dangerous. Good ball in. Brodigan's the favourite. Couldn't stretch out. Bortier. had the easiest of saves. That was dangerous and a terrific build-up from the Bulls FC. That was not a good pass, Howarth. Collins almost made it look better than what it was. Rose. Naimi has one to hit in the middle. That's a better clearance. Hennebury read it best. Jets just getting untidy at the back. Here's Gray. If Bates is the quarterback for the Jets, I reckon Gray's the quarterback for the Bulls FC. It's a really good battle, this one, between Breyer and Melly. And also Landau and Melly. I think she likes taking them all on, actually. Jasmine Melly. Here's the former Blacktown Spartan, Alyssa Rose, to Gray. Khalil. Counting down to the last 5 minutes of his first half. Collins, can she pick the pocket of Hennebury? Well, Landau's the favourite here. She's got the best position. Well battled, Daniela Naimi. The numbers went out for Newcastle. Emma Bates. Ali Bortier. Dundas, who could be a little better in the second half, I reckon. That was well controlled to Heap. He gave it to Adams. Here's an opportunity. Breyer streaming down the left-hand side, and that's where it goes. Breyer and Melly. Breyer runs into Melly, and Melly does beautifully. Landau to Crofton. Adams, good touch, but too heavy. And then fell over and turned it over to Namoto. 4.5 minutes left here, remaining in the first half. Hope you've enjoyed all the action so far. It's been a great contest here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Still 1-1. Isabella Coco DeCipio in the 16th minute, and Kate Heap for the Jets in the 23rd. Collins tried to give it to Adams, but Maya Khalil stuck to the task. She's been with the Bulls since 2023, Maya Khalil. This is Alyssa Rose now. India Breyer held off Melly very well, but then Rose came in and intervened. Carrying the football, Souza tried to create a decoy. Hennebury now to the left-hand side. Back to Hennebury. Souza. Gee, I like Elizabeth Gray. She's got such composure on the football. Here's Jasmine Melly, who tries to go over the top. Bates. And now Dundas. She's turned it over again, Emma Dundas. That's about the 4th or 5th time. Dangerous across the face. And I reckon that was Coco DeCipio. Isabella Coco DeCipio's had a couple of chances and scored. Wasn't a clear-cut chance by any means, but at this level, you've got to try and take them. As Breyer short, another turnover, Newcastle. It's a little untidy in this midfield. They're trying to play the one-touch pretty stuff, but this game does not dictate it so far. It's very tense. Got to be sure with the football. That's well-turned Breyer. Takes on two, outstanding effort, gets the throw-in. Find the open spaces. They do now with Threlfo. Broddigan on the chase. Dundas tries to play the little 1-2 and gets it there to Howarth. Heap if she can get down the line. Hennebury very well positioned. Nemoto tries to play it back the other way. Crofton almost turns it over. Gee, that's a tough challenge in the middle. Bates and Brodigan. Oh, Bates has coughed this up. Brodigan will be the favourite to score. And she does. You don't give chances like that to a player of that quality. 44 minutes gone. Bulls FC 2. Newcastle Jets 1. Emma Bates has been so good all game. Only takes one mistake. My first instinct really was she probably could have used her head and gone straight back to the keeper on the first bounce. We'll ignore that now. Kate Heap gets in the box, goes around the defender. Gee, she's dangerous in there, Kate Heap. She's been probably one of the best for Newcastle in this game. So we tick over to the last 45 seconds of the first half. Injury time's the only thing that awaits us. And that's come off a Newcastle player. I'd say it's Kate Heap. And it'll be a throw into the Bulls FC, who just need to compose themselves here, but they've turned it over to Collins. Alyssa Rose doing what she does, or has done, pretty much all game. Intervened. Dundas goes for the long one. Well blocked, Gray. Landau. Adams. Ticked over to injury time now. That's a nice ball from Gray, and the touch was there by Crofton, but it wasn't hard enough, and that could have been so easily 2-2. And Mio Namoto read the danger. We're looking at the referee now to determine how much time we've got left in this pulsating first half. As Emma Dundas tries to go straight up the middle. I reckon the Bulls FC defence have read it now, and that's a referee's whistle for half-time. So 2-1 to the Bulls. Isabella Coco de Scipio in the 16th minute, and I'll clarify for you, but I'm pretty sure the number 8 is now Ashley Brodigan, who scored a beautiful goal in the 44th. Kate Heap with the retaliation in the 23rd minute. As we go to the break, it's Bulls FC 2, Newcastle Jets 1. We'll see you after the extended break. Welcome back into the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility in Newcastle, Regional New South Wales, where the Bulls FC lead the Newcastle Jets at half-time of the NPL Women's round number 3 by 2-1. Ashley Brodigan scored a goal in the 44th minute in a changed number 8 strip to give the Bulls the lead after Isabella Coca-Desipio gave the Bulls the lead in the 16th minute with a very good header off a terrific corner from Alyssa Rose. Kate Heap equalised in the 23rd minute from a fantastic pass from Emma Bates. And an error at the back by Emma Bates has ultimately led to Ashley Brodigan scoring the goal that gives them the lead at half-time here. Ashley Borg and Stephen Roberts on behalf of Football New South Wales' YouTube page. There was a substitution at half-time, and Emma Dundas looks to have sustained some sort of injury to her foot, or at least she's taken her sock and boot off on the right-hand side to indicate her night is done, and she's been replaced by number 21, Lacey Dobson. So number 8 for number 21, anyone that's keeping score to the National Youth Championships and representative of Cooks LFC in Lacey Dobson comes to the field for her first minutes this evening. She played very well in round number 1. It looks as though Ash Brodigan might be off also. Just have to make sure we can see her. I don't see. I think this might be Ash here chasing, so pay her attention across to Nava Crofton. That one goes over the top, and Liz Gray had a quick chat to her at halftime. Just Liz who turned it over then, and the referees found a free kick against Liz Gray, and that's gone to India Breyer in the number 2. So plenty of time for both sides to add to their tallies. The Jets obviously want to equalise. As Bates goes, and Gray is just too strong in that position for anyone to try any trickery. She's dominated in defence today for the Bulls FC. Pretty sure this is Naomi down the right touchline. Rose, who's been outstanding in midfield. Sousa just couldn't get the service. Crofton. This looks like Breyer in the pink boots. Tries that midfield cut ball to Kate Heap. Just didn't work on that occasion. Throlfo looks over the shoulder, but she's got nothing to worry about. She's got time on her side. Dobson with one of her first touches in the second half as a sub. Picks up the give and go and continues her run. Heap, heavy touch. Turned it over to Khalil, who's got a lot of support here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. I don't know if it's family or friends, but about 5 or 6 of them had a quick chat to her at half-time. Great to see travelling support all the way up from Sydney. It's quite a decent drive to Newcastle. It's about 10 or 15 minutes off the freeway too, so it's not right off the highway to get to. Well, Landau tried the spin. Claire Adams now against Gray. Gray should be the favourite, and her experience wins out. Grace Johns to Khalil. That was a very good move from Maya. Out to Liz Gray. Nemoto, ball at feet. That looked heavy. That was very confidently and calmly done by the Bulls FC defence. Intercept looked on, but Khalil's got it. Ball over the top, Naomi. Could be a quick one over to Brodigan. Brodigan, no, this is Coca-Desipio! Good save. That was wonderful, Bortier. Offside flag anyway. All that effort up in the commentary box for naught. It was a good play down the right-hand side, though. Naomi was looking for Brodigan. Here's Collins over the top. Hennebury in pursuit. Gray for cover. Ball comes in. Oh, looked a little untidy on the handle by Namoto. Out for a corner. Jets starting to press. This is the same scoreline as round number 1 for Newcastle. They don't want to repeat the dose and start the season with 2 losses. Here goes Emma Bates now looking at short corner. This is Adams. Back to Bates, who's just got onside. Ball in was decent. Sousa, dangerous area. Rose. Counter looks on, but it was turned over to Dobson. Dobson could shoot, does, and puts it over the bar. It looked on. Dobson's looked likely. Very lively since she's come on for Dundas at half-time. She started the game last week, but a player of Emma Dundas's quality will always come back into the side for the Jets. Sousa loses it. Throlfo needs to be careful. Oh, looking at a turnover here, Crofton. She just dwelled on it a little bit long. Bates back to Crofton. Crofton needs to get rid of it quicker. Adams makes the run. Will it be honoured? Elizabeth Gray just went straight through the lot of them there as well. Landau keeps the football to Breyer. And she's offside. Disappointing Newcastle. That was a good little move. Starting to string the passes together. Looks as though at times they're playing 3 at the back, the Bulls FC, but looks as though they might have that inverted wing back that goes forward in Jasmine Melly. Coco DeCipio with a nice touch to Brodigan. They're a dangerous combination. Over the top to Naomi. Naomi gets into the box. Brodigan waiting in the middle. Naomi goes over the bar. Good chance there for Bulls FC to extend the lead. Bates to Crofton. Oh, that's dangerous. Ball across the goal. Throlfo turns it over to Sousa. Sousa could go back to Rose at the top of the box, but didn't. And the Jets get away with it. Collins now running that high line. Can she press? Tries to get in, and it was well held up by Alexis Collins. Howarth. Dobson gets around one, cynically fouled. Khalil. Don't think it was enough for a card. But it was definitely a trip meant to stop the player. Or a leg out to stop the player. All trips are meant to stop people, I'm sure. There's Bates now. Gets a little higher up the pitch. Just too much for Adams, and Namoto will take those all day, every day. Coco DeCipio. Nice and wide to Johns. Brodigan furthest. The ball's just not quick enough. It was on. Brodigan made a good run wide. Throlfo just a little bit loose on that control. Crofton and Bates team up. Collins trying to make that run again. Collins, perfectly timed run. Hennebury right on his shoulder. Collins is making the run, but Hennebury's reading it like a book. And that looks like a corner to the Jets. Got to try and find another avenue to goal, Newcastle. They did in the first half with Kate Heap, who made a magnificent run in the 23rd minute and scored. And scored with real expertise. They haven't had too many chances since Newcastle, though. Shot the crossbar in the 5th minute as this ball comes in off the corner. At the back stick! It's gone in off the head of Sophie Howarth. And Sophie Howarth equalises for the Newcastle Jets. That was a ball all the way to the back stick by Bates. It was headed on by Croft, or tapped on by Crofton. Sophie Howarth in the right place at the right time. 54 minutes gone, and it's 2-2 here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Couldn't imagine Sophie Howarth has scored too many goals in her Newcastle Jets Academy colours. So that one would be a real thrill for her. New South Wales Catholic Schools representative, played 26 matches last season for the Jets. So we're back all square. This could change in a hurry as Brodigan gets in a dangerous position. Bortier didn't know what to do with it there for a second, but clears it. There's more goals in this game. Stay tuned. Won't say it with a guarantee, but I'll say it with a lot of confidence as that ball's gone through. A lot of gaps at the back for both sides. They're leading very high lines. And that's leading to very entertaining football. This is Sousa. On the ball, Rose has gone quiet in his second half. They need her presence, their Bulls Academy. Good ball out wide. I'd say this is Melly in the 12. Back to Rose, who was instrumental in anything that was good for the Bulls Academy. Coco to Scipio, Brodigan in the middle. Sousa trying to creep in. Howarth on the defensive effort. Coco to Scipio. Left foot drilled in. Brodigan. Gee, that was close. Squared back. Bortier got a foot to it. Orlando's going to be first there. The referee says the ball's gone out and it's out for a corner. Exciting stuff here at the regional facility. That was a killer ball in them by Isabella Coco de Scipio. She hit that with violence. Brodigan just had to get a touch on it, and she did. Couldn't quite steer it into the goal. First 10 minutes of his second half. Can Alyssa Rose repeat the dose of the first half with a brilliant corner? Gray. Out to Rose. She'll have plenty of time to measure this one. Coco de Scipio on the back stick with Sousa. Ball was a little bit disappointing then for Melissa Rose. Ash Hennebury. Good skills by the young defender. Played for the Northern Tigers in a grand final in reserve grade. Collins is offside here. And Dobson knows it. Pull of the shirt. Yellow card's got to come out. Tamira Sousa, quick play the ball there from the Jets. Oh, that looked like a very hard challenge on Claire Adams. Still down on the turf. Dobson gets in and intervenes, and the ref's going to have to stop this one. Claire Adams absolutely thumped into the turf. That was reminiscent of a first hit up of an NRL match. It's a huge challenge. That was beautifully done in the end. That was nothing wrong at all. Just having a look at that, I think it might have been Grace Johns. That was a magnificent challenge. Claire Adams landed very awkwardly. We're going to have a bit of time here to just get our breath, because the first 10 or 12 minutes of his second half has been electric. Hope you're enjoying all the action on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Stephen Roberts bringing you the best vision you'll see all weekend. And myself, Ashley Borgie the broadcaster on Instagram. 2-2 here. Bulls FC, Newcastle Jets, NPL Women's, round number 3. So some fixtures during this week. Round number 3, Sydney Olympic and the Northern Tigers. Sydney University and the Northwest Sydney Spirit, who come off the heat exhaustion postponement last week against the Jets. Manly United versus the Mount Druitt Town Rangers, the premiers of I was going to say the premiers versus the newcomers, but that'd be completely wrong because it was MacArthur Rams. But the newcomers definitely up against Manly United. Apia Leichhardt versus Uni New South Wales. Illawarra Stingrays versus the Western Sydney Wanderers. Been pretty good in their first season in the NPL Women's. And Gladesville Ravens versus Macarthur Rams started at 5:10. Next week, the Northwest Sydney Spirit start proceedings against the Illawarra Stingrays at Christie Park on Saturday at 3 p.m. Northern Tigers play against the Bulls FC at North Turramurra at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. And then your Sunday games are Mount Druitt Town Rangers versus Apia Leichhardt at Popondetta Park at 5 p.m. Uni New South Wales versus Macarthur Rams at Village Green. The Jets versus Manly United right here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. That'll be a tough game for the Jets. Sydney Olympic versus Sydney Uni at Peter Moore Field, and Western Sydney Wanderers versus Gladesville Ravens at Wanderers Park. All of the games on Sunday start at 5 p.m. Northwest Sydney Spirit and the Illawarra Stingray start at 3 p.m. on Saturday, and Northern Tigers versus the Bulls Academy at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday as we restart play with a throw-in from Grace Johns. And just because the Jets are generous, they gave her a second go at it. Here's Sousa off the bounce from Khalil. That's a poor centre. Oh, that ball had to be quicker from Hammond. Hammond's just come onto the field. That's a big challenge. I actually think Claire Adams is off, and they've substituted her for Milan Hammond, actually. Looks like the logical thing that's happened, although logic isn't what always what happens on a football field, that's for sure. But Hammond's on the field, and she could have released Collins a lot quicker than I reckon she would have if she'd been on the field for any length of time. As Sousa plays a 1-2 with Rose. Rose into Melly, goes out wide. Naomi squares it. Bates clears it. Dobson retrieves it. Tries to put on the afterburners. If she looks to her right, she'll get it. That was not a bad ball to Collins. Heap almost intervened then. And was Hennebury to Johns. Good turn, Wallandau. Collins trying to get free. Collins has a little bit of space, but Liz Gray, right place, right time. Hennebury stutters and stammers and says, I'll go back to the middle. Alyssa Rose. She's trying to work her way back into this game as Naomi now takes on Breyer. Takes her on beautifully. Brodigan in the middle and Coco DeCipio. She's got options. Cut back Brodigan. Good defending. That was Threlfo on the interception. Ball in. That's fantastic to Coco DeCipio. Just over the top. And the net's been destroyed. It's been given a right old whack, that's for sure. Still 2-2. That was a magnificent ball. I think it might have been Mally that put it in there, the 12. That was an outstanding pass and just a little bit too much. If it was Liz Gray on the end of it, it would have been 3-2 Bulls for that extra height. But Coco DeCipio, not to be, as Collins holds up beautifully. Adams looks in for Hammond. Bit too hard. Mia Nomoto takes that one very calmly. Bravery required. Throfo puts the body on the line. Too slow, Crofton. Breyer's got time. Looks down the middle. Nice intervention again there by Liz Gray. Adams in the middle has a little bit of space. Not a great ball. Heap could have almost just put a little bit of an effort in and made that better than what it looked. Maya Khalil. That's well done. Rose has a bit of time now. Streaming down the right-hand side. That's Melly. Rose ignores it. She might take a strike here. Does. Puts it over the bar. You could see the intent there from Alyssa Rose, the former Blacktown Spartan, Southern United and Heidelberg United player at the VPL. And she's definitely got the class of a former young Matilda, that's for sure. Very good footballer. One of the best on field this evening in my book, that's for sure. As India Breyer wins a throw for the Jets. Would have been an absolute thrill for India to be on the bench against the Melbourne Victory last weekend. Or on Friday, actually. Here's Heap. Can she turn her opponent? Tries to turn Johns. Couldn't get there, so played it sensibly. Needs to move it quicker to Wallander now. Coca DeCipio in the hammer. Great ball down the line. If it stays in, Heap is going to be a real threat. Beautifully done, Ashley Hennebury. That was a wonderful sliding tackle. Outstanding stuff by the defender. If you've just joined us, 65 minutes gone. Where on earth have you been? Because it's been a sensational contest. 2-2 here. NPL Women's. Bulls FC versus Newcastle Jets here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. We see Emma Bates on the ball. Back to Throlfo, Isabella. Time needs to just find the option. Wallandow. Oh, that's beautiful skills to get around Coco DeCipio. Adams tried the same, got beaten by Sousa. Sousa gave it up to Adams, who kept going. That was a wonderful ball in, but just a little bit too much pace on this synthetic. Nemoto tried to go quickly. This is Dobson. Sousa with the intercept. Cheeky backheel there, Coco DeCipio. Sousa didn't read it. Throlfo needs to find an option. Looked a little awkward, but got it out to Hammond. Collins in the centre, Heap on the back stick, offside. Goodness, when you get a ball that quality, you don't want to stray. That's exactly what Hammond's done. Rose, that was a late challenge. Referee's given the advantage. Coco DeCipio didn't even look at the player, didn't even look at the ball then, just looked straight at Quali Willandow. And the refs just said, yeah, keep it going, girls. Entertaining game, I don't want to get involved. Maya Khalil. Gray, intelligent pass. Rose, Sousa down the middle, no one's tracking her. Rose is still going. Out to Melly. Brodigan in the middle. Can she find her? Goes the shot. Probably could have squared it up to Ashley Brodigan, who's got the prowess and the technique to put it away. Looks like it's going to go over the head here of Gray. Needs to make a calm decision. Safety first. They had a very up and down season last year, the Bulls, but Amber Luxmeyer was made her name as a future Matilda with a 2024 campaign that was brilliant. Scored 22 out of 60 goals for the Bulls FC and was the Golden Boot. And then she ended up at Sydney FC as a result, which is a fantastic effort from the youngster. Kate Heap, can she track this down? Just let it go. A notable absence for the Newcastle Jets is Tiana Robertson, who was on the bench against the Victory on Friday night. She made some wonderful saves in the first round. She's a little gem between the sticks, Tiana. And if you're watching, hopefully you can get yourself into that A-League squad as soon as possible as the yellow card's dished out. That free kick was taken. Well, Newcastle Jets players are saying, hey, ref, that I held the play, yeah, and you gave me a yellow card, but that was inside the other half as Liz Gray goes to play it. Alyssa Rose. Melly. Naomi. Naomi's got time to hit across. Not the best delivery. Well brought in. This is Sousa. Rose. Has to go back. It was to Khalil. Daniela Naimi, former Football New South Wales Academy, gets into the box. Will she take the strike? Does. Hits the crossbar. That was absolutely magnificent. And very unlucky on the part of Daniela Naimi. The 20-year-old could have put the Bulls in the lead. Still 2-2 here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Adams turns it over to Khalil, who's been like a little bull terrier. Pardon the pun. She's been absolutely tremendous in defence and just taken everybody on. Being with the Bulls since 2023, has Lebanese heritage. Here's Daniela Naimi now taking on two. Melly has a bit of space, run into then by Breyer, who just pretty much just made a beeline for her the number 12. Rose has time. She might shoot. Cross to Sousa. Sousa's dangerous. She fashioned an opportunity back to Rose. This might go on the left, but it was a tame one there for Alyssa Rose. Bortier goes for the quick release. Hennebury gets in the right spot. Double teaming Collins there, and Gray will put it in to touch. Nearly 70 minutes gone here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. It's all up for grabs. Can the Jets get their who can get their first win of the season? Jets looking for their first point. That is a sensational ball for Naomi. Bortier's got to come and does. Gets anything on it. Rose probably in the wrong feet to give it to. Didn't get enough time. Turned over there. Hennebury. Quick ball will send Heap in the space. Heap over the top. Oh, Namoto second guessed herself but made the right decision and came out to claim. This is Johns. Johns calls in Isabella Coca de Scipio. Ball was too short for her and it ended up back out to Bortier. Bortier's left it a little bit long. You don't want to give a chance to Brodigan. She'll showed you in the first half what she'll do with a chance. Cleaned up by Crofton. Out to Wallandale. Long ball. This is dangerous. Hammond. Namoto in the right spot. This is Jasmine Melly. She's being terrific on the right wing there. That defensive area. Turns it over to Bride Adams now. Adams could hit Wallandale and does. Heap might want to make a run here and get the short. Wallandale points, fashions it. Opportunity for Collins. Beautifully defended there. Tamira Sousa. Well, she scored 43 goals in 31 games in the League One. But she certainly knows how to track back and defend. Dobson. And that was rushed there by Crofton. Just needed a bit of composure. Naomi goes for Gray, who tries the barnstorming run from centre back. It's an outstanding game so far and a brilliant finish in progress, in prospect. Throlfo looks for Heap. Timely intervention. Grace Johns gets the head in the way again. Collins. Collins to Heap. Adams in the box. Heap to take on Johns. Sousa just goes bang straight through them. Takes it ball and all and then looks up too early and turns it over. Back for a throw. Collins. Heap. Wallandale tries to go the sneaky ball. Wallandale. She fashioned a shot. Here's a chance. Real go here. Crofton! Oh, that's a wonderful stop. It might have hit the crossbar. I think it might have done a bit of both. That was fantastic by Nava Crofton, who normally scored her first goal of the NPL New South Wales campaign and put the Jets in front. Isabella Coco de Scipio and Chloe Wallandale have a coming together. The referee's going to have to do something about this one. Isabella Threlfo just saying, come on, ladies, just ease up. We've got a football match to play. Referee's got some decisions to make. Isabella Coco de Scipio definitely made the hold. Chloe Wallandale, she's not happy, but she's played her role, and I reckon both here will get a yellow card, and I reckon that'll be a fair result. Referee might be saying something to the effect of, 2 wrongs don't make a right, ladies. You're both going to cop a piece of cheese. And we're going to move on with our day. That was almost reminiscent of a coming together in the AFL with a big tackle there. Emma Wallandale didn't really need to retaliate. It really didn't come out of anything other than Wallandale had Isabella Coca de Scipio beaten. The end result is a Newcastle Jets free kick. Emma Bates got a terrific left boot. Can she make it count? Ball in. Well defended. Wallandale. Oh, Sousa and Willandau came together. Brodigan just staying back for scraps. Sousa trying to blast a way through. Coca de Scipio tried to work off the counter and well defended Ali Bortier, who gave it to Breyer, who's got a bit of space. Looks for the ball over the top. Adams. Miyamoto. Alert to the danger. Do not take your eyes off this game, ladies and gentlemen. If you've just tuned in, stay with us. 17 or 18 minutes remaining in this game. And it's so tense. One mistake could be the difference. One piece of brilliance. One right or wrong call. Heaper's been brilliant. I thought they were going to try and look for her on the right. Collins tried to make a run. That's a good tackle. Play on, I reckon. The referee's made a good call. Gray tries to go straight through Hammond and does. Gray hits the turf, stays down, looks for the free kick. Still down, Liz Gray. Brodigan almost sold a dummy by the pass there. Heap. Short ball, no. John sticks to the task. Gray just gets up off the turf. Crofton to Breyer. Gets around Gray. Opportunity. Hammond in the box. Deflected off Melly. Namoto makes another claim. I reckon she's kicked that outside the box then. 75 minutes gone. And it's still 2-2. It's anyone's game here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Hope you're enjoying all the action. Ashley Borg here with Stephen Roberts. And this ball's fallen beautifully for Ashley Brodigan, who's going to go the chip. Didn't quite make the connection. You could see what was on the mind. She was looking for the spectacular. Just couldn't make it work on this occasion, the former Brisbane Roar player. Beautiful turn, India. Breyer takes on another defender. That's a shirt pull again. It's got to be a yellow card. Jasmine Melly. Cards coming out thick and fast here. It was out of complete desperation. Looks like we've got a substitution of sorts here. No. Not sure what the assistant referee was doing. He was motioning as if something was happening. We haven't seen a lot of substitutions, but we've got something here between the assistant referee and the ref. The assistant referee has seen something. No. I'd say the assistant referee saw something and the ref said, nah, that's all right, we'll just keep playing. India Bry with the free kick. That's a dangerous ball. Collins punched away Namoto. Good punch in the end. That was to Rose, who got it out to Melly. Bry's just steamrolled them and gone straight through. Oh, that was a decent challenge. Play on, and that's almost reminiscent of the same shirt pull India Bry copped about a minute ago. They did say that to the ref, but the ref says play on. Sousa trying to make a way through the middle. Reverse pass, Naimi. Naimi with Sousa in the middle. Might actually be Sophia. Actually, that's a 17. Substitution's been made. That's Sophia Furia. So Sophia Furia in the 17. I reckon she's actually substituted for the 11. No, the 11's on. It's one of those guessing games we like to play here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility, which is guess the sub. Ball comes in, very dangerous. That looked to be off Elizabeth Gray, and the referee agrees. We're going to have to try and see who the substitute was. So Sophia Furia is on. Workout is off. Got a substitution coming on the field here for the Newcastle Jets. Wonder who this is. Just going to wait until the numbers turn, and it's Marnie Duggan who gets on the field for the Jets. We'll have to work out who's come off shortly. Once again, might have to get a sponsor for it. The game, guess the sub game. That ball comes in. Timely intervention again by Gray to Rose. Melly back to Gray. Back to Rose. Oh, expertly done to get around Hammond. Melly. Brodigan, dangerous now, got the touch. Tried to lift it over the top to Furia. Bortier aware of the danger and very alert. Miskicks it. How good's the defending? Johns, expertly done, beautifully done to Sousa. Over the top. Bates aware of the danger, very alert. Adams. That's a sneaky little trick to get herself in space. Thinking it might be Sophie Houth that's been substituted here for Marnie Duggan in the number 4. And I reckon my camera mate on the left-hand side is spot on. He's usually very good at picking it up. Sophie Houth in the 4 off. Marnie Duggan on in the 12. Gray, for about the first time in this game, miskicks it. But Ashley Hennebury there to help out. Melly dispossessed. Milan Hammond tries to get around Khalil. Play on, says the ref, brought in. It was a good shoulder to shoulder. Khalil complains, but Namoto gets on with it. Sousa, good skill to get around. Ball over the top. Naomi switches to the left-hand side. That's a miskick from Bortier. Well, Landau shanks the head up, and it goes back to Hennebury. Rose has all the skill and the time. Wonderful challenge. Collins, has she got any stamina left? She's definitely got speed if she can do it. She looks like she's running on tired legs, the number 6 for Newcastle. 10 minutes to go in this contest. Well, Landau throws it in over the top to Collins. Claims for a handball on Hennebury. Hennebury says, I'll keep playing. Thank you very much. Sophia Furia takes it on the wing now on the far side. It's actually, funnily enough, where we were 2 weeks ago before the cherry picker came to save us. Ball in Brodigan. Also in there, Naomi. She'll retrieve it on the left-hand side. Good challenge there, Wallandau. Collins. She looks like she is well out of legs. May need to find a striker to replace her. She's pretty much done. Duggan puts the body on the line. Needs to go harder. Sousa. Got the foot up. Referee said that's fine. Dobson. Can they get one more effort out of Collins? Collins in the front spot. Beautifully done, Namoto. Saw the danger. Dealt with the danger. Over the top, Naomi. This game really opening up. Brodigan in the middle against Bates. Naomi tries to take on the defender. Nicely done, Threlfo. Reverse ball, Rose. Beautiful square up. Is it offside, is it? Assistant referee has signalled offside. I'm pretty certain. And they're just going to let that go with a goal kick. Next goal, I reckon, might win it. 8 minutes to go as Gray takes it from the centre of the park. Tries to go straight through the middle of Crofton. Falls over there, one short at the back, but they've tried to recover. This is Bryant. He goes centrally to Crofton. Gray still down. Not a good option from Navarre Crofton. Both sides would be ruining some poor decision-making in this second half. Furia now. Brodigan just has to get it to her. Hit it behind her. Furia taken on by 2 Jets. Over the top, Collins needs the touch. Gray recovers. Hammond just didn't react. Rose to Melly. Furia's been terrific when she's come on. Furia now. They got 2 in the box. Well defended, Emma Bates. Corner to the Bulls FC. Rose, funnily enough, not taking this one. Looks like Furia to take the 17. It's been very electric as she's come on. Might be one from the training ground here as Rose takes this right in. Beautiful ball. Bortier with a wonderful save. Keeps the Jets in it. The scholarship holder from the Jets with a top save. Off a great cross from Rose. Here go the Jets now. Duggan. And it's 4-on-1 against Marnie Duggan. She might have to go herself here. Went for the central. Didn't really see what was in the centre. This game's got another goal in it, surely. Ball comes in from range, and that was a tired-looking shot from Nava Crofton. Alexis Collins looks absolutely spent. They need to get someone on for her, surely. Furia. She's been very dangerous on the wing, and she's going to take this one. Brodigan now out of position. Dobson's been very good for the Jets in the centre of the park when she's been on. Gets around Rose. A lot of tied players out here. A little bit of speed and brilliance might settle this. Dobson still going. Rose on the tackle. Dobson still working hard. Hammond to the outside. There's 3 or 4 on one. Just needs to find it. Adams. No, couldn't get there. Nemoto got in the middle. That was just about picture perfect from the Jets. They just couldn't get the pass. Should have been 3-2. They'll be spewing. Absolutely ruining it. Ryan Campbell has his arms crossed in on the dugout. I don't think he can believe they're not 3-2 up. Another substitution here for Bulls FC. We've got 5 minutes and change. Samara Jersa's on for the Bulls. Just have to wait and see who's off. Not sure what Marnie Duggan's doing then, but it's definitely not keeping the ball in play. The pace of this game in the last 10 minutes has been electric. Two young sides going hammer and tong to try and get 3 points on the board for their side. Here's Hammond again. She's been very lively. Ball into Adams. Needs composure. Good ball back. Nava Crofton not afraid to shoot. Good option. Technique not quite there. Tiring play. Sophia Furia on the left, on the right-hand side for the Bulls. 17-year-old just starting in her first grade career. Well, she's really doing well in the right-hand side for the Bulls FC in the 10 minutes she's been on. Can hear Ryan Campbell on the far side of the field. Don't stop, girls. We've got him. I reckon the Bulls FC and Marty Gaceres is saying the same. I reckon it's next goal wins, surely. Well, Landau tries a bit of trick. Naomi sticks to the task beautifully. Threlfo, got to be sure with the feet. Crofton. Duggan called for it. That's not a bad ball. Oh, that was absolutely pinpoint from Melissa Rose. I don't think she knew much about the clearance, to be honest. But it's fallen well for Melly, who gets it out to Furia. Streaking down is Jersa. Jersa now in the green boots trying to play a role. Brodigan in the middle. Not a good ball claimed by Bortier. Elizabeth, it looks like Liz Gray's come off the field for the Bulls. Oh, turnover. Costly, could be. Getting around now, look like a pull of the shirt. Adams tried to make a roll. Oh, she's done some damage to herself. Calf muscle. Claire Adams might have cramp. They don't need that out of her now. She's been very good. Ball to Sophia Furia. Marty Gaceres has said, come on for 15 minutes and just go berserk, Sophia. And she's doing that for the Bulls. Samara Jersa, foul. Assistant referee got it. 2 minutes to go until the full-time whistle. A mistake now can be crucial. A piece of brilliance can win you the game. Rose to take the free kick. It's been an intriguing contest. Pulsating. Fascinating. Ball in. Clearance was decent. Hennebury on the strike. Blocked by Dobson. Johns to retrieve it. Poor ball, Adams in the way. Johns makes amends. Gets it back to Jersa. And that one's a little bit too long there for Sophia Furia, who's quick, but she's not that quick. Bates, sensing the urgency now, the Jets, sensing 3 points is on offer. Miscued clearance, Rose. I think Rose has been deployed as a central defender here. Good move here by Marty Gutierrez if it is. Melly. Offside flag, no, throw in. Off India Breyer. Khalil gets out of trouble. At the feet of Hennebury. Out wide to Grace Johns. And that's a miscued pass. We're down to the last minute here at Lake Macquarie. Very tense. You can see both sides don't want to make a mistake. Both coaches urging their players to go forward. Alyssa Rose, exactly what I thought. She's playing right at the back now. This is Samara Jersa who goes out to Furia. Miscontrolled. Breyer takes it off her feet. To Bortier, who probably doesn't want it at her feet, to be perfectly honest. That was a nervous clearance. That's a handball off Sousa, but the referee says played. It wasn't deliberate. Melly back to Rose. Sure feet at the back for the Bulls FC. They'll be happy to take away a point. Possibly 3 as Furia steams in a box. Clearing kick away. That's 45 minutes. It's the referee's discretion now. 90 minutes gone here at Lake Macquarie. Can the deadlock be broken? Or will both sides remain winless? Breyer, who's been excellent on the left-hand side for the Jets. She was great in the first game. Rose to control. Threlfo, short clearance. Collins tries to release Duggan. Johns was there. Said Marnie go, says Ryan Campbell, the coach. Back to Namoto. Namoto goes long. Brodigan miscontrols. Bortier needs to be sure. As I said, it was a nervous clearance. That one was more nervous. Naimi and Wallandau. Wallandau to Bates. Emma Bates' mistake in the 44th minute saw Brodigan score. She's sure-footed on that occasion. Chance now for the Jets. They're in space. Getting around Sousa is Adams. Going wide to Breyer. Hammond and Collins in the box. Collins! Oh, misses an open goal. And that one should have been 3-2. Ryan Campbell can't believe it on the sidelines. I don't think the crowd can believe it. That was 2 minutes into additional time. That would have been the game. Instead, we might be going back the other way. Beautifully set up move by the Jets. I'm not sure how Alexis Collins missed it, apart from fatigue. We're at the referee's discretion here. 2 minutes into injury time, now ticked over. Adams' ball was fantastic. And Hammond back to Collins. She's got a chance to redeem herself. One-on-one with the keeper. Alexis Collins to win it for the Jets. And she does! That is a fantastic strike, Alexis Collins. She's had chance after chance after chance. She missed 3 in the first round. She hit the crossbar in the first few minutes of the game. She scuffed a chance about a minute ago, but she wins it for the Jets with probably the last kick of the day. Alexis Collins, 90 minutes plus 3. Jets 3, Bulls 2. What a finish to this game here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Ryan Campbell had his head in his hands before, but he's got his hands out clapping Alexis Collins, who potentially has won the game for the Jets. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute thriller. Can the Bulls respond? Rose goes long, looking for Naomi, who's got a bit of an opportunity. Brodigan comes into the box. Bates and Wallandau have been outstanding in the back half, and anywhere will do for the Jets. 3.5 minutes played here at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility past the 45. Can they get their first win of the season, Newcastle? Wallandau clears it. Crowd on the edge of their seat here at Lake Macquarie. That one's going onto the grandstand, onto the roof, onto the solar panels. Khalil says, hurry up and give it to us. Johns. Jersa. Bates. Assistant referee says Jets ball. 4 minutes into injury time. We did have a significant injury with Liz Gray and another one with Claire Adams, so we could have another minute or two here. We're not sure. Do not have the benefit of the fourth official. Can the Bulls get a point? They were 1-0 up. They were 2-1 up. Now they're 3-2 down. The Jets have just kept fighting. This one's coming to us in the cherry picker. Khalil on halfway. Sneaks in a couple of extra metres to Hanbury. They need to get it down the field. Alyssa Rose, she's got a Shaw boot. She's got to make it count now. Gets it long. Sousa runs onto it. Bortier slow to react. Sousa takes on Landau, tries to square it. Jets need to clear, they do. This is Melly. Coming out to meet it there was Dobson. Nearly 5 minutes gone now here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Hanbury goes back to Rose. She might even try one from there. She may. She's got the chance. Cut out by Milan Hammond. Referee's whistle goes. The Newcastle Jets, under their new name and new entity, win their first game of the NPL women's season for 2025, defeating an outstanding effort from Bulls FC by 3-2. Goals from Kate Heap in the 23rd minute, Sophie Houth in the 54th, and the hero in round number 3, Alexis Collins, 90 minutes plus 3, get the Jets over the line. The Bulls FC, they were very, very gallant in defeat. They started to tire as the game went on. Isabella Coco DeCipio scored in the 16th minute. Ashley Brodigan in the 44th capitalised on a mistake from Emma Bates. But it's Alexis Collins that's going to get the heroes welcome here as they come to the edge of the football pitch here at Lake Macquarie Football Facility. A fantastic game of football, pulsating to watch all the way through to the 90 minutes. Newcastle Jets 3, Bulls FC 2. The Jets win their first game of the season and go to mid-table. Bulls FC still on 1 point. Ashley Borg here. Borgie, the broadcaster, with Stephen Roberts. Proud and privileged to bring you all the action on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. I hope you've enjoyed all the action. We're going to be back here at the Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility next week. Can't wait to bring you all the action. Hope you have a wonderful week ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and hope the week is good to you all. Thanks for your time and patience this afternoon.